Mm.
Well, good evening, everybody. It is a perfect day for the Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. We are coming to you live here from downtown Mawa, and of course also downtown Dunellen, I believe, or I'm not sure where the hell, Dave Sturchio behind the glasses for this wonderful show, number 221. And Dave, how are you today?
I'm good. I just think I find it hilarious. We're like, wait, hold on, I got to do the thing, and it was only just to say yo in the chat.
Well, I just want to make sure because I like to look at things that come across.
Yeah, of course.
Tyson Hogan always trying to get my number 21s.
Yeah.
And as always, listen, at the top of the show, to just aggravate my brother's soul, I do a little number thing. Those of you just tuning in now, this is a very special broadcast as we are. Let me explain. Then Dave will explain what I'm trying to explain. We're trying to. I got to build up my YouTube channel. I want everything eventually to be there, but we don't have the subscribers there yet. So the only way we're doing it is to pop some new material, podcast. I'm going to throw some stand-up bits on there eventually, and we're going to have everything come out of the YouTube channel for now anyway. For about a month, we're going to test it out. We're also testing out. Perhaps in the next couple of months, a different streaming service that we do here, Restream or StreamYard. I mean, Dave got to figure all that out, try to do what's best for him and me. And that's why we're coming to you live from the YouTube here at Shea. And this is show number 221. And of course, everybody's favorite number 21, Spud Chandler. Played for the Yankees in the 40s. Then you got Steve Kemp. Everybody remembers him. And the Yes broadcaster, which a lot of the young kids know him as the Yes broadcaster, Paul O'Neill. Then there's Dan Pasqua, Scott Sanderson. And I will tell you, I went to opening day Yankees Red Sox at opening day. It was Roger Clemens versus Scott.
We had Roger at the time?
No, they had him.
Oh, so this is way back.
Okay. And it's a classic story. You know what? Let me just rattle off the names and I'm going to get to the classic story. You got Tiki Barber, Raina Thompson, your favorite guy, Zeke Elliott. Shador's dad was number 21. And Ernest Biner. And listen, if anybody really wants, oh, God.
You're Zeke.
I couldn't stand, hated him then. Can't stand him.
It's Zeke, man. It's Zeke.
Oh, that's Zeke. I thought it was.
And then I got Jason Witten all the way on the other side there.
See, even in the poster, he's open. There's nobody there. If I ever met with Jason Witten, I would go up to him, then step 8 feet back and say, I know you're comfortable with having no one around you ever. Ernest Biner, that was number 21.
Ernest Biner, wow.
Listen, I'm telling you, and you probably don't really remember. It's called The Drive, the Elway thing, but you have to watch. If you're a Cleveland fan, they were at the 5. They were salting away a victory against Denver, salting away. And he just fumbled at the goal line. Oh my, I don't know if that ever happened for Rutgers. And Rutgers, if they do this, they win. They go to the playoff and we fumbled at the 2. He was waltzing in, horrible play. And then you got of course, Lawrence Taylor. Oh, excuse me. The other LT, LaDainian over there who when I went to a Charger game, they were acting like we have the real LT. I'm like, nah. Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work that way. Nice player over there for the Chargers.
Oh, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Take a seat in the back. Anyway, so I will tell you my goofy. So this was way back in the day, and so me and Artie Lang wanted to go to opening day, and we wanted to see this big pitching rivalry. Roger Clemens was coming off a Cy Young year, and against the Yankees, tough Scott Sanderson. And Artie said he'll take care of the tickets. And I said, you got to get one for my brother, too. My brother always did well for himself, so he could have gotten it by himself. But I said, Frank, just show up. I got the tickets. Now, in the old Yankee Stadium, we sat in the left field bleachers with our backs against the Getty sign
Mm.
with our seat. Our seat didn't have, there was no seat. Like the seat was busted. So my brother comes in, he's like, and we realized that we are in actually the worst seats at Yankee Stadium you possibly purchase. And when Roger Clemens pitched, you saw dust coming out of the catcher's mitt. Scott Sanderson looked like he was pitching softball. There was like an arc to his ball going in. And so my brother was pissed at me. Artie was laughing in my face. But then right in front of us, opening day, crowded Yankee Stadium, was a couple from Boston with an infant son. And when I say infant, if this baby was more than 3 months old, and my brother, who had just had a child, was like, literally couldn't let it go. He was like, "What are you doing? You can't be here. You have an infant, and you're at Yankee Stadium for 3 innings." He was like, "No, you should go home now. Go back to your hotel in New York. This is like, I can call DIFUS right now. You're in the worst seats. You're one row better than our seats, and you're with your child." He wouldn't let it go for 5 innings. Finally, they left in the 5th inning without even saying goodbye. They were listening to my brother. So that's it. Number 21 here at Shea. Spud Chandler, look him up. A couple of all-stars in the late 40s over there for the Yankees. So we're here, coming to you live from YouTube here at Shea from the Omni. And the baseball.
It's a lot of locations, man. Live on the YouTube from Shea from the Omni.
Yes, we're always first of all, we're always broadcasting from the Omni.
True.
And Shea is when the show goes shitty, then we're at Shea. At Shea means I met a buddy of mine's daughter who is 21 years old, deep speed, LSU, SEC, drafted by Auburn, Georgia, Alabama, and LSU.
Such a creep.
Her name is Shay, and I was playing pickleball with her, and I was like, "Your name is Shay?" She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, that's a pretty name." I'm like, "But I can't call you that." She's like, "Why?" Because Shay is a shitty thing for her. And she didn't know what Shay was. She wasn't a baseball fan, so she thought I was insulting her. I'm like, "No, Shea Stadium. Mets used to play there. It's at Shea." Family day here at Shea. Anyway, the father was like, "What do you say to my daughter?" I'm like, "Nah, your daughter has a shitty name. Should have named her Yankee Stadium." That's what I would have done. But she had deep speed, single coverage. Look out. I'm looking for pass rush. So this baseball card segment is sponsored by Jimmy Palumbo Show. Which, this guy, I thought statistically he was way better, but he's a very popular guy. You're a friend of mine, Mr. Joe Carter. Is with the Indians. Remember Joe Carter?
Wait, Joe Carter, home run Joe Carter?
Home run Joe Carter.
Okay.
Joe Carter played from 83 to 98, 16 years in the bigs, 259 batting average, 396 home runs, 1,400 RBI. Those are good stats. He played with the Cubs, Cleveland, Padres, Toronto, Baltimore, and the Giants. He has some stats that I find interesting. See if you agree with this. He played in every game 4 times. That's a lot, isn't it? He batted over 100 RBIs 10 times. I think that's a lot. He has 2 World Series wins with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays for 3 years were by far the best team in baseball. He hit 252 in the playoffs, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs. My favorite story about Joe Carter is my cousin Joey had his 30th birthday party at a place. And he invited one of his best friends from college who was an enormous Philly fan. And it was game 6 or 7. So he got a little TV for him in the corner because he knew he was going to be there as a Philly fan. And is there anything worse being at a fun, festive event, watching out of the corner of your eye the game?
Dude, I was at a Bearcats football banquet during the AFC Championship one day. I was like,
Joe Carter hits a bomb. So he turned around as soon as he hit it, he shut the TV off. It was like one of those small, big ones, He was like, "Okay, I gotta enjoy Joey." And I was like, "Dude, you're hurting inside." He goes, "No, my corner man knows I'm hurt. I'm hurt for the rest of the fight." Yeah, but he sucked it up and he had fun the rest of the party. Couple of things though, he's the only guy to hit a walk-off home run besides Bill Mazeroski, and the only guy to do it. Walk off when you were trailing. There wasn't Mazeroski's score was tied. They were down by a run. But he was traded by the Cubs to the Indians for Mel Hall and George Frazier and Babe Hassey, my favorite catcher from the Yankees. Then he was traded by Cleveland to the Padres for Sandy Alomar, Baega, and Rick Sutcliffe.
That's a hell of a ball.
Then he was traded by the Padres with Alomar for Tony Fernandez and McGriff. So the weird thing is, when guys get traded like this, usually there's like a problem. But I couldn't find anywhere. Everybody loves Joe Carter. I don't know why he got traded so much.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with him.
College Player of the Year, 81 for Wichita State. Color Guy for the Blue Jays television and the Cubs.
Jesus Christ.
No Hall of Fame.
Went so many different ways.
This guy was just a great player here.
He's a colored guy.
Colored guy. Not colored. I said color guy.
I know what you said.
Come on. What am I, my grandfather? Man. There's a horrific joke in there.
I know.
No Hall of Fame, but he did get like 15% or something. Basically, he's one of those, like, you know what? Joe Carter was a real good baseball player. No negative on him. He's not, didn't get arrested.
That's good.
Didn't beat his wife or anything like that.
Even better.
He's a fine young man here at Shea. So that's it. Joe Carter. Now, of course, you can say, with Dave with the big breath there, as if
I'm struggling. I'm on the struggle bus the last couple of days. When head colds hit me, it's like game over. Like I can have the little. My wife will look at me and she's like, "You're the biggest pussy ever."
Yes, I totally agree.
I get the sniffles and she's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "Just end it. Pull the plug. I'm done."
There's a couple of TikTok videos of when the wife gets sick and when the
it's true. All that shit is true. It's 100% true.
What am I doing? Is that even better?
I don't know what the hell you're doing, but yeah.
I'm trying to move the camera here. So Patreon, we're holding steady.
Yes,
we are still at 51. We certainly need a Pepper Johnson. I'd like to give a shout out to your friend and mine, Pat Volkamer, who was in the city this week, and I could not see him. Joe, your favorite guy, Joe Cinecor, and of course, Will Pena, Dying Breed Garage Day here from the Omni.
These guys pay to hear you talk, huh? That's incredible.
And you know what the bottom line, though, is, Dave? You know what the bottom line is? Your career, you know what you're doing, Dave? You're really chasing miracles.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I've been chasing miracles for a little bit longer than you have. But if you need shit that your body needs, what do, Dave? That's right. You go to chasingmiracles.com, stem cell patches. I wear them every day, feeling good about myself. They give you energy. They give you better sleep. I have been sleeping very well. Non-invasive. What happens when you pee in the cup, Dave, with the stem cell patches?
You can pass a piss test and
clear
of all performance-enhancing drugs.
If only Mark McGuire would have listened to me. Do this stuff. Go to chasingmiracles.com. Tommy and Donna are on the site. Get in touch with them. They got some really cool stuff. I think you'll dig it. So go to chasingmiracles.com. Now, hang on 1 second. I got to get my...
Before we get into sports or whatever you're about to get into, how was your Father's Day?
I'm going to get into that, but I guess
all right, forget it. I'll just go fuck myself.
We're going to get into that.
I have a rundown.
I got my thing. Well, first thing I want to talk about is my booking last week here at Shea. I'm not going to mention the brand. I probably did already. Probably not. First of all, best booking ever.
Hackensack Meridian Health.
Okay.
You mentioned it last week.
I did. Okay. Well, so it's only a 15-second spot. It looks like it's going to air between September and December, which we are. When it comes to qualifying for my health benefits, we are down by, I would say I'm going to say, in terms of my health benefits, because as a Screen Actors Guild, you have to earn a certain amount to qualify.
Yeah, but all right, so wait. Correct. Like, just explain it to me like I'm 5. Like, you have to earn a certain amount of dollars in your field in order to qualify for your benefits. However, if you go to the doctor tomorrow, you don't know if you're going to be covered for that until the end of the year.
No. You're covered. I'll tell you, I don't care. But the earnings go from January to December. Okay.
And this is for the following year?
For the following year. So I'm covered through April 1st. Okay.
Got it.
Of 2026. But on January 1st, it's 2026. If I look it up and it is clear as day. It's got to be under a SAG contract. So it's a little confusing there. But Doesn't count like stand-up gigs and this wonderful show we do here. Actually, this show probably is a negative. So when you do that, and then so that's the way it is. So any gig you book now, in the old days before the computers, I used to hold checks and add them up. Like how much did I earn? Because you literally got a letter in the mail saying sorry or yes, and it counts. And
now, is there levels to this shit? You know what I mean? Like, is there like
there used to be like really awesome, which I qualified for many, many times. Then there was this middle level, like, all right,
thank you, friends.
Yeah. Then there was the lower level, which was like, listen, if you have a heart attack and your aorta flies out of your mouth, we'll cover that. Okay. And then they got rid of
that's the Chris Gucci coverage.
Right. Chris Gucci coverage. Right. But then they said, you know what? Let's get rid of the awesome coverage. Let's get rid of the aorta valve blowing out. We're going to have one coverage, but only one amount. Okay. And so it's like that amount is like, that's it. I got to tell you the amount, but you have to, if you don't hit your 3-pointer, you're wide open, game over. So I go by how early in the year I qualify for.
Now, are you disqualified for the whole year if you don't make it by January?
Yes, unless you make in a quarter the full amount. Then trust me, you made.
You got a fucking Simpsons gig or some shit.
I will be doing this show. First of all, this will be an audio only show on April 1st, 2026. But so anyway, bottom line is all this shit goes towards my benefits, which is awesome. So it was a great gig. It was only a half-hour away drive. And I got there in the morning, 7 a.m. call. And I get there. It's in this old, cool house in Hackensack's a cool little town. It's got some sections on it that are very old, very cool. And so I meet my son, who is the same guy I booked it with. And I was hoping, please be negative on the sports. So I had to sit in a couch, and they had the TV there. And they had this like AI Madden generated little like 40-second like little play going on. So I had to stare at this thing while they were doing like all the prep work. And I started to, so the other actor, my son in the spot, is sitting there. We started to break down the AI Madden thing. Like this. First of all, there was a horrific pass. There was bad coverage. It's like we're breaking it down. But then I had to be the disgusted dad who is aggravated at his team. And I realized I don't think there's a better actor in the world.
Biopic.
No, it's not even.
You're playing yourself, bro.
No, literally, it's not even. If you De Niro, Daniel Day-Lewis, line them up, man, you are not getting this. I mean, if it was between me and Daniel Day-Lewis in the spot, I beat him 35-0. He doesn't cross 50-yard line. But then they started to do some subtleties, like, well, you're pissed, but you're not that. Then they started to get into like when Rutgers plays Miami of Ohio and only wins by 7, like as if he didn't think I could handle the nuances of being aggravated. I was like, you know what? I told him, I said, why don't you sit in the couch? I'm going to direct this.
I was just going to say, why don't you tell him the levels of anxiety that goes through your body?
It should be called Jimmy Palumbo Presents Hackensack Meridian on this spot right here.
Right.
But then I had to like slam my hat down. So the guy says, throw your hat. I'm like, yeah, there's a lady there, one of the crew people. He's like, she'll be ready for it. Dude, I ripped off my hat, tossed it, and I hit her in the chest. It's like the chick was getting aggravated. It was so annoying. But everybody was great. We did like, I don't know, 25 takes. And I don't know what they're going to keep, what audio. There's no way they're going to use the audio, because then I started to improv. Like, once I knew we were past the 15-second mark, I added some like horrific Rutgers and Giant material. Started mentioning guys like Spider Lockhart and stuff like that, which I forget any older people. They're the ones that use the hospital more. But I was home by like noon. I was like, this is a beautiful thing. And it's going to air in September. I don't know where it's going to air, but I'm sure you guys are going to see it. I'm wearing a bad Giant jersey with no NFL stuff on it.
Yeah, like, can't do that.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so lame. But
it's one of those plain jerseys, #1 or something like that.
Now, the director of the spot was actually an identical twin with his brother. They both direct spots. These guys couldn't have been nicer. Really cool. The crew was awesome. I think they're called Thought Machine or Think Machine Production, something like that. And I started talking. I said, well, my dad's a identical twin. And I was telling him a little bit how they were. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Like we complete each other's sentences. He goes, however, we don't always get along. I'm like, on the set? He goes, oh, yeah. We've had shoving matches over like scenes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, my God. He was probably only half kidding around, but they were so identical. I was like, oh, my God.
How many twins do you think are out there that shared women on purpose? You know, like one guy lands a dime piece and he's just like, wow, you know, look at that. You want to have a turn? You just show up here at 7 p.m. She thinks you're me. Like,
I know. I wonder. I always. What if my mother back in the day, like my uncle when they?
What if your uncle's your father?
It could be. Could be. That's just my mother. That
this gets going deep.
My mother claims she always could tell them apart. Always, never.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something. There's always something.
But I'll tell you, when my dad was younger, it was like, forget about it. I think you and your brother look alike a lot.
Yeah, in certain regards.
So, yeah. When you get older, it'll be even more. So those guys were switcheroo.
Great. Yeah, Tyson.
Yes, they had. I ate like a big matter of fact. You know what they had there? I don't understand. Okay, when I did the thing in Long Island last week for the video game, all they had was like kale and pears and protein bars that you'll get the shits on the LIE with, right? And then you go to some sets. The amount of bacon this guy had in one of the trays, okay. And listen, I'm one of those guys. If you put bacon in front of me, I will die just eating. And you don't eat meat, which mind-boggling to me. But bacon's one of those things. I'll eat it until. How did Jimmy die? Oh, nobody took the bacon away from him.
I think my dad. Yeah, it's one of my dad's like biggest hiccups. Is like he's like, I understand you don't like meat, but like, how do you not like bacon? Like he gets he almost gets mad about it. He's just like, come on.
I swear to God,
even my daughter likes bacon.
It's like I sat there and ate bacon. I started getting agita later on, but it was good to be there at Shea, and we had a good time. Hopefully this thing will air. We'll put it on the. We'll have to put it on. It's only 15 seconds long, so hopefully it'll air and I can qualify for my health benefits. In other big news, now our softball team was 0-3. Until, a young Giancarlo, which we're going to get to, Palumbo at the plate. Last night, we are now 2-3. I have been moved into no catching and steady rotation at first base. I'm 6 for 14 on the year, which isn't bad. And I had a frozen rope. That's the third baseman yesterday. Felt good about that. So our team is 2-3. I'm a clubhouse
6 for 14, guy. You said
6 for 14,
428,
428, not 706, but
getting there.
But you know what? This is how
early in the season.
There was an older guy who he kept on batting ahead of me in the beginning. He was like, he looks older than me, and I'm like, this is awful. I got to bat behind this guy, and then I casually realized that I don't know when this guy was 30, he would have been the best player in the league. All he does is hit frozen line drives. He's batting like 850, this guy. I have no problem hitting, and he takes walks. I haven't walked since 1994 in softball. I can't stand guys who walk
in slow pitch softball. It makes me nuts.
How about this?
You pay for the league, guys. You pay to play baseball, softball, whatever. Just swing the fucking bat.
What are your thoughts on this? Up by 5, top of the 7th. We're up by 5. First and second, nobody out. Their best hitters up. And this guy was hitting bombs all day, rockets in the gap and everything.
So that's a pitcher trying to get away from him. That's fine.
No. We intentionally walked him.
Gave him the old floor bagger.
The guy, he's looked at his shortstop who he's friends with. He was like, really? Are you kidding me? Like in regular season softball one. So he goes over to first base to me. He looks at me like
that's intense.
He looked at me like he knew I was some kind of authority on softball. I was like, yeah, that's awful. Didn't come from me. That came from the GM
came from Skip in the dugout.
I was like, oh, you walk a guy in softball. Anyway, next thing you know, 2 doubles later, we scratched the victory out. But it was fun. First of all, it was pouring rain. It was awful. But so we're back, which is good. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about what happened last night. The Yankees haven't scored a run since the Carter administration. But I tell you, Giancarlo comes back last night.
We got 2 for 4 last night?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, his first at bat, he smokes one down in third for an out, but he hit it hard. The next at bat, he rips a base hit. And then in the ninth inning, this is why any of you guys like, oh my God, Boone's got some decisions to make. Oh, really? I think Stanton should lead off and play short, okay? Because Stanton gets up in the ninth inning, 0-0. It's a double off the wall, but they take him out of the game to let some jerk off run for him.
That's a good play.
Oh, yeah, good play. Well, before you make him run, I would have, if Stanton was in the game, they would have been better if they didn't take him out. Because this guy's running towards.
Did he get another bat?
No, it doesn't matter. The guy,
what the fuck's he out there for then?
The base runner was shitty. He made a shitty play. The Yankees, listen, they stink right now, and that's okay. Everybody always goes through a 10-day when everybody stinks. But I know, listen, I'm the guy on the couch. I get it. But you can't tell me this is the worst base running team in the last 3 years ever. History of the game.
They're very undisciplined too.
Dave, they're getting thrown. First, undisciplined. The guys are running. What's his name? Was it
Ben Rice got picked off yesterday.
Picked off because he thought there were 2 outs. And what about yesterday? Goldschmidt. Was it Goldschmidt or Bellinger? I forget. Same guy.
I thought it was Ben Rice, but anyway.
No, running home on a ground ball, a broken bat. He didn't run right away. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, these are fundamentals that it's one of those things. I read some stuff last night. It's like, what are the odds that we wake up tomorrow morning and Boone is fired? Like, that's how, it's baseball, Susan. I get it. Like, and like you said, Jimmy, like they go through the lulls, but man, they can't run the bases.
They can't run the bases. I don't even, you know what?
And that's like the most basic thing you could possibly do in baseball. Just watch where the ball is, know how many outs there are, and watch your fucking coaches. That's it.
Listen, I know you watch a ton of games, but we don't watch it. From now on, every week on the show, we're both going to mention not when they have a shitty, when you think personally, right? Make a note, put it next to your couch. When you think, oh, that was a nice base running play. Let's see how many we have, and I think it's going to be 5.
I'm going to set the over under at 3.5. 3.5. Take your bets.
When's the last time you said, "Oh man, that chop"?
The only time I get excited about base running with the Yankees is if sometimes they're maybe like over aggressive, and it's like, okay, first to third, let's go. You know what I mean?
Not like that. I don't mind.
No. These are agreed.
This is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And you know what? I feel bad for Boone in this regard because I don't think in today's major league game, what do you do? Gather everybody around before the game and go, guys, I know most of you played Little League. We're making mistakes on like you cannot tell a major league player, hey, do you know like when this happens, you're not supposed to to me, there's nothing Boone can do. I don't think you could teach base running to a 28-year-old man in the major leagues making $20 million a year.
And again, you can make the occasional like brain fart, maybe the lead was too far, and got caught leaning, whatever.
That's
but
different.
Like, these are different.
This is different. This is shitty.
Yeah,
there's no way. Put it this way. If there was 7 people on a panel right now, no way some people know, hang on, let's break down some of the things. You're being a little hard on them. No, it's
Tell
bad.
you what, though, I know you saw this over the weekend, the DJ LeMahieu foul fair call and how Boone got First of all,
they showed the review.
You have replay. You have replay for this reason.
And the replay showed the ball hitting the white. You want to talk about gambling sometimes. You're like, if they go to review and it kicks off the white,
Troy Aikman, believe it or not, has gone very public with that. Like where he's like, there is too much money on the line now that gambling is legal for them not to get calls right. Like you cannot screw this up.
I agree.
And if you're gonna go to Secaucus or New York or wherever you're gonna go for a replay, you have the video. That doesn't lie to you. There's nothing. So and for them, not only that, for Boone to get thrown out, I get it because he's caping up for his player. But DJ LeMahieu was just stating the facts, rounding first. He's like, bro, that was fucking awful. And he's like, oh yeah,
right.
You're out too.
Like, tossed him out. Yeah, and the umpires now like they toss people out. Like you know what? You know what's going to be. So the manager's gonna be like, "Hey, if I'm gonna get tossed, I'm gonna get this. Give me 10 minutes in front of this guy."
Well, that's what I'm saying, and a lot. Michael Kay always says that, like Boone's gonna get his money's worth here, and and get in his face or whatever.
And
like,
listen, if anybody
the umpires are really going through this period right now where they just think they got the biggest stick, and it's like, bro, calm down. Like, these guys will maul you.
I agree.
And
if anybody who doesn't think that the computers can get it right, okay, all you got to do. I get homework assignment to my fan base. Watch the U.S. Open tennis around Labor Day. They don't have line judges anymore. They have the video calls. All right. When you watch that, if a hair on that tennis ball catches the white, good. It's in. They can set up cameras on that white line.
Are you for? Brian, are you for? Now I know there's a lot of.
Now I'm for it.
I'm saying, are you for robot umps, like complete? Like what part of the game of baseball do we need the human element?
I think
right
the strike zone, because it's first of all, have you noticed how and Stanton? Listen, I think Judge and Stanton, because they're 7'9", they get the worst. A couple of strike calls on Stanton last night, and Stanton has this thing. It must be a thing he does. He never questions the ump. I think it's something he's been doing his whole career. And sometimes it's like, bro, that was like well below the knee, and he just Judge every now and then will grimace, step back. But they don't argue calls. It's like, hey, umps.
Because they don't want to get thrown out.
I know, but they're taller guys. Please. Yes, the strike zone, because you know why? It's unfair.
The strike zone should adjust based off of height and
so you
stature.
You got to wear a thing on your knee that the umpire can see stitched into your uniform. And however they got to do it, electronically, the chest, do it from the thing, the beams, I don't know, the matrix, whatever you want to call it.
When I was working for the Patriots, the Somerset Patriots, they were testing it out, like that, like the over the top, like just the narrow down guy.
Please just do it, and have an umpire back there to just make sure everybody's getting coffee and having water and stuff, and call the occasional play. Anyway, noise the shit out of me. In other news, listen, Dave, I don't care what you have to say about this. What a mess at Madison Square Garden right now. You cannot fire a coach who takes you to the Eastern Conference Final, who puts you on the map of being relevant. You and I used to enjoy 2 weeks a year for 4 years. Tibbs comes in, we're enjoying, and then you fire him, and you're like, okay, we fired him. What do you think? Should we paint the inside of the office maybe more of a blue? Yeah. Who do you think we should hire? Should we go with a young guy, an old guy? You want to go?
Well, I think a lot of their plans are blowing up in their face because they had the intent to interview guys that are already employed.
No. Dave, that's when you call your guy in Dallas. Hey, let me talk to guys to play with us in the G League. He's tight with the GM. You find out. You don't just publicly, hey, we're looking at a guy.
I think there's a big fish. Something's happening here because it's like
fish.
I don't know. I just don't know that
the only fish well, listen, you know me, Carl Anthony Towns. I want to trade him for get Barrett and the other guy back and Quigley back for Carl Towns. You got to have a plan. The Knicks were pretty good this year, and now we don't have a coach. And oh my God, the whole thing stinks.
What about Jay Wright, the Villanova guy?
He said no already.
And I don't want money talks, man.
Well, unless it's the UConn coach, that's the only guy I want out of college because he's a prick, and we can use. And you know what I liked about Thibodeau? Thibodeau was like chubby. He had the bad hairdo. He looked like and when the Knicks. When I was aggravated on the couch, they cut to the camera. Thibodeau had the same look I did. Like, what are you doing? And
so
a lot of it was that.
So he's relatable to you. Is that why you're upset?
Yeah, Thibodeau was me. I should have Thibodeau on my show just to be aggravated all the time. Anyway, the Knicks are a mess. You fire the coach, you have to have a plan. And they have no plan. I hate it.
Well, the free agency starts in about a week and a half, and then the draft's coming up. So absolutely have to
the draft where all those Rutgers players are going to go in the first 3 picks. Yep. They say Bailey's dropping. I'm like, really? His draft status is dropping? I watched all the games last year. I could have told you that.
Can you undeclare for the draft and go back to school?
I don't think you can. Or maybe you can now. No, they say he's going to go 2 or 3. I can't. I'm sticking to my prediction. 2 busts. But that's another story. Also, major late breaking news. And I know you know about this. I think it's going to be I'm not the first to report. I'm going to report this on the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Johnny Michaud's cat, DJ,
is back,
which was missing for 2 weeks, is alive. Okay. We don't know if he's alive and well. DJ, a cat's 18 years old, named after DJ LeMahieu. No, named after Jeter. She got a random. She was over it. That they say cats, when they leave the house, they die. They go to die when they're old. She gets a random Facebook note from some lady. Is this your cat? And they're sure shit. Janine was like, oh my God. She left. She was at the bar watching the playoffs, the Yankee game. She left the bar, went to the lady's house, looking at figuring out. So
Woodbridge?
she's got what?
Woodbridge? Like, didn't
In
get
Galway,
far?
right off Inman Avenue there.
Wow.
Right where St. Gertrude's is. And she's got a camera set up now. She sat out there like all day and night, sitting out there in a chair in the shed. Problem is, there's a problem. The problem is fucking cats. If it was a dog, and if my dog smelled me from 8 miles away, he'd be like, oh my God, there's that fat guy who feeds me, jumping into my arms. You know what cats do? Yeah, I ran away. What's your problem? I don't need your shit. So she's not even sure if she sees the cat, if the cat will go to her. And part of me thinks like, all right, well, then you got to let the cat go. I mean, the cat's like Devers at this point. So she's sitting there. So she showed me video of the cat. It's alive, 18 years old. She can't get it. To me, it's a miracle. I hope they can some way.
She can't get it?
Well, they set up a trap and they caught
You're going to trap an 18-year-old cat.
No, they caught. Well, you put you put bacon in a trap. I'd be the worst mouse ever, or worse. I'd be telling my friends, dude, I'm telling you, there's Ritz crackers with cheese on it over there. I'm in. I'm going in. If you put bacon inside of a big cage, I would totally get trapped. But no, they caught a big raccoon, and
take that instead, Janine.
Got to release that. She's putting the tuna fish out, the cat food out. They can't figure out what to do.
So wait, they know where the cat is.
They know like within like a 30-yard radius, kind of where the cat is, but they don't know if the cat comes out at night. The cat's eating something. They don't know what the cat's eating.
That's tough. That's tough, man.
So it's even
to know your cat's there and then they can't get a hold of it. That's a rough situation.
I feel bad for her because like she was over it. My cat's gone, probably had passed away underneath the tree somewhere. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's like, I don't know. It's like a Rutgers game. Like, oh, we're supposed to get blown out. Now Ohio State's on the 5-yard line ready to chip one in for the victory. But I tell you, I caught those traps, those have-a-heart traps. One year, these squirrels were eating my tomato plants, okay, the tomatoes.
Bastard.
And I was like, no way, I'm not doing this. And the thing is, they just take one bite and leave it there. Like, they look at you like, I'm going to suck some water out of this tomato. So I got the cage, and I caught 13 squirrels. I got them in a cage. I drove them 2 miles away, let them out, came back, put it out. Hour later, boom, 13 times I drove to this church way down Darlington Ave down here in Mahwah. So then there was a Yankee game on.
Psychotic that makes you look, by the way.
Yes, psychotic.
He's back again. They're like, that guy with the squirrels.
It gets worse.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I decided to put the cage out again. I got to make it's the middle of the summer. It was 98 degrees out. And I never wanted to leave a squirrel in the cage in the heat like that, in the glaring sun off that metal. Well, I'm watching the Yankee game, and a couple of beers. I doze off, and I realize, oh, shit. The cage has been out there 2.5 hours. I go out, and there is this adult, like male human squirrel inside the cage.
Fried?
With its teeth on, trying to eat through the cage wire.
Shit.
Dead as a doornail.
Man.
I was like, oh, my God. I felt like shit. I threw it.
You killed him. You're a murderer.
I killed the squirrel. I'm like, I really felt like a dude. So never again. I threw the cage out. However, the next day, I go to water my tomato plants. Right? I'm getting the hose ready, and I feel a drip. A tomato dripping hits me in the shoulder. Okay. I look up, there's a squirrel in the tree eating my tomato, dripping it on me.
With his little claws like this.
Sitting there like, fuck you, you kill my buddy Harry? I'm going to eat him up here and spill it on you. I was like, oh, so I ended up getting they got this coyote piss you put out that kind of everything.
Jesus Christ. I would get a paintball gun. That's what I would do. I just have target practice.
Nah, I couldn't. I live in an area where the lady next door would see me. I wanted to kill them all, but I felt like shit. And then I read an article. And if this is true, maybe I read an article that squirrels come back. They come back to where they are. I drove about 2.5 miles to this church, right? And they say they did a couple of tests, and you can Google this just the way I did. Some guy in like, I don't know, Iowa, he took squirrels like 2 miles away, spray painted them red. Then he took squirrels 5 miles away, spray painted them blue, whatever, all the way down. And they say the only ones that didn't come back were the ones that were like 15 miles away. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is in Iowa. It's a straight shot. There's no way New Jersey through busy roads and squirrels coming all the way back. So this whole thing makes me crazy. Anyway.
Did you get all that, everybody watching and listening? And
bottom line is, DJ is back, and she did promise me if she does get a new cat someday, she will name the cat Giancarlo. I was like, absolutely, you should.
Name him Mike.
Anyway, and speaking of Jay Bird, Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street.
Good transition. All right.
There you go. 732-326-3937. Go talk to Janine. Talk about her cat. And they're the best opticians.
Don't talk about her cat. She's not happy about the cat right now.
She's not. Well, talk to her about it. She wants, she loves her cat. I didn't know Charles Oakley loves cats. He's there every day, and his kids. So go check it out. They have Ray-Ban, Ralph Lauren, Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors, Vogue, all the glasses you need.
Oh my God. I went to the Short Hills Mall one time, like within the last month, 2 months. And I've never stepped foot in that place. But all it was an Absolute Eyewear read. I was like, Jimmy Choo.
Oh yeah,
all the yuppie fucking. I'm like, what is this shit? I'm like, I'm looking for a new hat. Where's the lids?
Dude, first of all, I have to call your wife. I'm going to ask you, what were you doing in the Short Hills Mall?
I was running an errand, and it just so happened to be there, and I was looking for a new hat.
If I go to Chat GPT and say, should Dave Sturchio ever be in the Short Hills Mall? The answer
trust me, I felt out of place very quickly.
Out of place?
Out of place.
There ain't nothing less than $500 in that place.
I know.
And you probably bought one of your shitty cowboy hats.
Anyway, there was no fucking lids. There was nothing. It was just like
lids there, bro.
No shit. I'm looking for a lids and Annie Ann's for some pretzels. I got nothing.
Short Hills Mall for long wallets. That should be the name of it.
Long.
Anyway, so Absolute Eyewear.
Hey, listen, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. That would be wonderful.
Yes,
helps Jimmy grow.
Make sure you subscribe. Well, listen, we got to get 1,000
subscribers. You picked up about 3 or 4 since yesterday, so that's good. But so liking the video helps it push it out to the rest of the audiences.
Push it, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. So Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. I did send you a text. I know you probably had some, but you posted some great. I love the behind shots that you shot with you and your son going for a walk. We have a few.
Oh yeah. That's great.
You know, it's funny though. So, I know you're a tall guy, but man, when you're holding Miles' hand, I was like, he is like, Miles must look up at you like he's trying to guard Lawrence Taylor on the outside. Like even if he's like, I know someday I'm gonna be able to take this fat fuck. Right now, I cannot.
No, he's got no shot.
The way that angles, obviously you're taller than your son, but it looks like you are.
No, I look like I'm like 4 people taller than this guy.
It's unbelievable. It's funny. You should try to take them every couple of years because there's going to be a time you're like, you're gonna call me up and say, Jimmy, I don't think I can guard.
That's the biggest. For the record, this was the. It was up north towards you. The fair, whatever. I forget the name of it. It was a tri-county fair. I
don't know anything about it.
So anyway, I'm up there. I didn't block you. Block you from what? Dying Breed Garage? What are you talking about? I didn't block nobody. No, I went to. It's the biggest scam nowadays. It's like, ooh, free admission. That's cool. Yeah. And they're like, oh, that you have to go buy a little credit card thing to get you on the rides. I said, all right, fine. So it's like 200 credits for $18. Fine.
And you got to go on with your kids.
Not even that, but every ride is like 75 credits. So this thing is getting me a ride and a half. It cost me $25 for my son, daughter, and wife to go ride the fucking Ferris wheel. What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, what world are we living in where like now the recreational activities have gotten out of control? Like the fairs. And by the way, Stella's never going to step foot in this fucking place when she gets older because the teenagers that are running around there, they're not like teenagers anymore. And it's just like,
but see,
all the girls wear belly shirts and shit. Listen, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
You're like a coach coaching the rookies. Okay. The problem is when your daughter is a 17-year-old veteran scoring 35 points a game, she's going to be telling you, Dad, I'm going to the fair. I'll talk to you later. And you're going to be like, yeah, but all right, honey. Just text me when you get there.
And they're
Losing
all
battle.
they're all talking about, and again, they walk by me in their groups, the things that these girls, young girls, are talking about.
It's awful.
Just like,
I agree with you.
God, I will homeschool her before I let any of this bullshit happen. Like, I can't do it. Very nerve-wracking.
Well, listen, the bottom line is you're a father, and it was Father's Day.
Yes.
And that's a Father's Day lament. On a day like this, I do miss my dad. We always made sure, obviously, we got together every Father's Day. It's the only day when you're down in a short house with a bunch of asshole guys, because Mother's Day kind of happens before Memorial Day, you know. But Father's Day is the only weekend. All the Sodom and Gomorrah and awful things that go on in the short house. Any Sunday, if you said, like, hey, who's hanging out Sunday down here? Like, by like 9 o'clock in the morning, our house was empty on Father's Day. Everybody went home. I miss my dad on days like this, watching a ball game and watching the Yanks and Red Sox. He would have got a kick out of that. Then I realized I'm a dad myself, of course, and I spent all day with my daughter, and I made her a special meal, chicken a la Daddy Day here at Shea, and full regular meal, potatoes, the vegetables, the sliced tomatoes with the mozzarella, the salad. And we sat around the table and we watched old videos when I was like 30 and my nephews were little. She gets a real kick out of that because I try to tell her how cute my nephews were. They're in their late 20s and 30s now. So we watched that. It was like nice. Father's Day, we watched old videos, and Natalie was like, oh my God, Dad, you look so young. You had all that hair. And I was like, yeah, I was also getting 3 hits a game back then too. I was in my prime. They don't show those highlights. No. Although I will tell you, we have like 11 highlights, okay, of us playing Corona softball. All right. And I used to tell this to Johnny. And for some reason, I don't make it out in any of the video. All you see is me slapping bases. So I bet 1,000 on video. But we had a nice day. Good time. Happy Father's Day a couple days later to everybody. The other thing is I golfed on Friday. Now, Kappa Sig guys from back in the day. I was one of the younger guys there. Now, I got my new clubs from my sister from Costco here at Shea. And there he is, drinking his stuff. So,
fourth swig, man. How have you not paid attention?
Well, because the camera's set, I only see half your face. So
probably better off that way.
I move it over like that. There you go. Anyway, so here's the part we saw.
Oh, wait, hold on. You hearing any of that?
No.
I live across the street from a high school, so they're all getting let out now for the last time. So now they're honking their horns and going fucking crazy.
I don't hear it. That's fine. That's cool. Hey, God bless last day school shit. So we ended up having a foursome, okay? But because of the way they do it at this gorgeous club in Chatham, we had a club member who's friends with the guy who ran it, but he's like just a club member, wanted to golf. Big guy, probably around 65, clearly like a golfer. And we were kidding around and we drinking beers and everything. He's like, oh, I bet I was at the US Open. I did this, all this. He was like Johnny Golfer, the nice shirt, the big Bertha clubs, right? So he hit the ball off the tee first, right? Beautiful drive, dead center field. And he's looking at us, the way we were dressed. He's like, oh, I'm clearly the best golfer here. And so then my first drive was just okay, kind of a chopper at Stanton that gets through. And I can almost see he was like, well, I'm gonna be the best driver here. No. Because Jimmy Palumbo decided to hit some bombs off the tee. Dude, I was hitting balls
straight.
Off the tee. Oh, deep, high, deep. Goodbye. See ya. No Giancarlo / Judge home run. Of course, you only have to use 3 apiece, 3 drives apiece, whatever we had to do there. But the funny thing was, on the second ball, he was hitting great shots, and I would match him sometimes. Like he would hit a really good one, then I would hit one. And as we're walking, in the cart, he's like, "Yeah, I think we're going to use my ball." And all of a sudden, I'm like, "I don't know. I think I got." All of a sudden, the phrase of the day was, "I should get a T-shirt." Yeah, we're going to use Jimmy's ball. Yeah, you know what? We're going to use Jimmy's ball. I hit one foul deep into the night. but out of the kind of like way off. But when you really played, when you got up to the ball, he was like, yeah, we're going to use Jimmy's ball. I had a great round of golf. The thing is, though, I would rather have your son take the putts for me. When I tell you, I had zero ability to even, and I'd say, if you ever hear me talk about golf, the reason why it makes me crazy, my brain cannot handle this. When you have an 8-foot putt, which is hard for guys like you and I, right? And you strike the ball, and you have a 16-foot putt coming back the other way. My brain, I know it's a common golf thing. I'm not going downhill either, just a normal. You get behind the ball. You're like, all right, let me see if I get this. And you hit the ball, and you have a monster putt coming the other way. My brain I want to leave the course. I hate the sport for that.
Did you see the scores this past Sunday?
Everybody. And listen, all you pussy golfers out there, all you pros, I'll have every pro come on my thing. You're making millions of dollars a year, and you're the best golfers in the world, and you have the balls to say, well, U.S. Open is a tough course. Are you kidding me?
I mean, the cutoff was +8.
Yeah, because you know what? The course is hard, and you suck. I think the U.S. Open should be the hardest. They should put the pinhole where nobody can get to it. And I know it's boring golf. People want to see birdies and stuff, but I don't think so. I think the average asshole wants to see just like us. That's what they yell out. I want to see someone totally get challenged by a course. I think it's great. Well, there was a tournament. The guy won it. He was 12 under, 14 under. What the hell is that?
Well, that just goes to show you that the course might be too easy.
Right, exactly right. So I think, don't you think the big majors should be the best golfers in the world, especially the Masters, and divided by a hard course? Are you kidding me? The best page is hard, but it makes me crazy. Anyway, I hit some bombs. Even some of my second shots, oh my God, it was wonderful. I was chipping, all due to my cousin John giving me tips a couple weeks ago, which helped my game. I still stink, don't get me wrong, but it was nice to do that. Which, of course, since I was a shitty putter, you might have a shitty carpet. And if you do, Oxy Magic USA, OXY, just to see Dave point up at that fine graphic there. OXYMagicUSA.com. Call up, check them out, go on the interweb. They're great carpet cleaners. And make sure you mention the Jimmy Palumbo Show so I can keep this guy as a sponsor as long as I can. They're great people. Good stuff. You'll love it. God bless America. What else? All right. Now, what much time we got? Oh, we got a little bit. As I bullshit my way. Couple of big news. Beer League, the series. It looks like we are going to have, because of everybody's scheduling conflicts. That's what happens when you don't pay enough. We are now shooting in August it looks like we're going to be doing it between August like 15th and the 30th, somewhere in there.
You know what? Why not? Why not get onto the field when it's 106? That's perfect.
Well, that's it. So that's what we're doing there. But we definitely, the money's in my account. We are shooting that. I talked to casting. I'm going to start looking at some.
I told Tom the other day. He asked me about dates, and I was like, "Bro, you can't expect me in July right now. Like I'm booked solid in July. July's a busy ass month."
I know that. I told him that. I said, we got to.
He's like, we need you for a few hours. I was like,
no, listen, we'll make it work somehow. That's Tom's job. He's a producer of that kind of stuff. That's what he has to do. You know what, dude? I'll be honest with you. What happened was, I think I talked about it last week. What happened was the guy who wrote the check decided
rewrites and shit. Yeah.
Some rewrites, also recasting, and with some of the people and different ideas we had. So I'm like, I actually, if you want to, you can blame me because I said,
sure, why not?
I said, go ahead. You know why though? I was like, Tom, you know what? We're not ready. And I thought we only got a base hit last time with what we shot. I think we could do better. We're not ready. We don't have a cast. We don't have the script. We have to just combine scripts. But I really wanted to go through it, have a stage reading, all this different stuff. I don't even know what direction we're heading, but we're not ready. So August to me is better. I don't want to blow this. The guy's writing me a check.
Yeah, no, I do the right thing.
I got to get it right. And so what? A month or two gives a shit. So we did that.
And it'll be ready for release in October of 2028.
Well, that's another thing I read in the riot act. It's like, dude, you got to edit this thing, get it done right away. I don't want to hear shit. But now we have like a boss. I mean, I'm still the the boss of it all, but now we have the guy wrote the check. Release. If he
Yeah,
says I
you
want
have
by
you officially have an executive producer.
yes, I do. Happy to report that. Also, big news for the Palumbo family coming on June 19th, which I believe is Thursday. Yes, it is. Today's the 17th. I am going to, my nephew's daughter at 5 months old, Emery June Palumbo, is making her way from Austin, Texas to Seagirt, New Jersey. I get to see my, what do you call it? Grandniece, I guess that's what you call it. If your nephew's kid, grandniece or grandparent, right?
Or like fifth cousin, 17th removed, which I'll never understand.
No, yeah, once removed.
Once removed. I'm like, wait, removed from what?
Whoever came up with that was like a Rutgers football fan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll take it, but once removed. It's like
I never understood that.
I don't get it either. I looked at it. I did like a deep dive on that one time, and I still couldn't understand it.
Like,
It's
it's your second cousin's
No, it's not.
thirds twice removed. And I'm like,
it's everybody. If when your cousins
are we family or are we not? That's what I need to know.
I do know this. When your cousins have kids,
Sure.
it's not second cousins. It's your cousin once removed or something like that. Because second cousins mean something else.
Yeah, I do have that. Then, okay, then I have second cousin. Oh, fuck, forget it. Yeah, I get it. All right, fine.
And, so that's
Not
how
that
that
deep,
works.
I guess. It's not that deep.
But yes, I can't wait to meet my little boop. She's so cute on the videos we've been sending. Thank God for these. You know what? I'll tell you one powerful thing about social media, text threads, and all that stupid shit. My nephew's just been bombarding us, knowing that we're not there. Like every other day, we just get pictures of her. And
They're based, Tyson. They're based.
She's adorable. So that I look forward to that, and they'll be here for like 6 weeks, which will be fun. Now, do you watch the show Gotham? I love the enthusiasm by the Dave Sturchio.
I told you at the front of the show that I wasn't feeling well. So this is Jordan. This is Jordan with the flu right now, trying to figure this out.
You had that Artie Lang disinterest, which
it's not. It's never disinterest. It's frustration that I feel this way. I hate feeling like this.
It's only three or 4 minutes to go.
You said Gotham?
Gotham. I'm sorry.
I haven't.
I misspoke. Goliath. Have you started watching?
No, you kept telling me to watch it. I have not watched that yet. It's gonna take me just as long to watch that than it did to watch the first 7 minutes of Black Mirror. So
okay. Which, by the way, I'm told the last season of Black Mirror is awesome. I didn't get there yet myself.
The flu show, yeah.
Goliath getting involved here at Shea. The first season I thought was awesome. I can watch Billy Bob Thornton I can too. And you know what's great about he's always just drinking at a bar. Part of me's like, I want to drink at that bar. I think I've been in the bar they shoot it at. But the second season I was all fired up for. I thought it had a awful ending. I didn't get it. It didn't end really. It was like, come on. I hated it. And now I'm in the third season now. The first episode in, you don't know what's going on. Now I also remember that I probably mentioned on the show, I auditioned for a show called Better Sister. Which is streaming right now. That's a very intense show. I saw the guy who I auditioned for 2 roles. I saw the guy, the bartender, who got my role. And I'm like, he looks way older than me and fatter, but he's a great actor.
That's what they're going for.
You know what? The guy's great actor. He's been on a lot of things. And
you never thought in a million years you not only not cast for the show, but cast because you were too thin.
Now this guy's. I can't pitch him on. This guy's good. I did not see the doorman role yet, and when I lose out to a doorman role, that is the GM.
That's your wheelhouse, man. What the hell are we doing?
GM listen, some of the fan base is like, wait, you didn't go Jimmy Palumbo for what for doorman? That's like
just ask what's this guy from Curb, bro? Just ask him. He
Curb,
knows.
there was a ton. I think I've done doormans 5 times here at Shea. But it's a pretty cool show, pretty intense. So that is that. So also, don't forget One Bite Creative from the Omni. Give Brian a call, onebitecreative.com.
Tyson with some breaking news here. Landman Season 2 set for November. Deep Speed returns.
First of all, they have the full cast, though, because without the girls, I ain't watching.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit either.
If I find out one of them wanted more money and off the show, they have to have full. I want to see full, CD Lamb, Neighbors. That's what I want to see over there. But give Brian a call, and if you need it, if you have a shitty website, I guarantee anybody out there listening has a shitty website. Give this guy a call.
I think I'm going to use him, actually.
He did an awesome job of mine.
No, I know. Yours is great.
Make sure you talk to me. So I make sure I get you a discount. 323-316-8064. He's a great guy. He's totally does a deep dive into
and if you're bored, you can go buy a cat picture or whatever the fuck they call it.
It's a cat thing. I gotta call and find out how well that's selling. I can't even watch Shark Tank now. There's such assholes on that show. Not the people, the sharks, cocky bastards.
That Dying Breed Garage Landman's great, but it's better than Tulsa King. I think it's like 1 and 1A.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's better than, yeah. I never bought into the picture pussy Tyson. We can't say that on the show.
I know, that's great though.
Listen,
Tyson for 3. Got it. Wait, hold on. Mike Breen.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead.
Well, listen, first of all, anybody who didn't believe me about Black Mirror first 7 minutes, Dave has hammered home.
Yeah, remember that time we were talking about bacon in the show? Yeah, let's see how you feel about bacon after watching the first 7 minutes of Black Mirror.
If you don't have, Dave, you have to agree with me on this. If you don't have a reaction 7 minutes into that show,
correct. I mean, we spoiled it here, so like we did tell.
No, but
exactly.
But
I think even knowing what's happening, you can just go and watch and be like.
If you tell someone my buddy said to watch Black Mirror,
it wasn't.
Call me after
they said fuck a pig, and I texted you 8 seconds later. I was like, what? No, what is it?
And then I knew. I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna watch the rest of it. I did the same thing.
I was captivated. I was like, is he gonna do it? Like, oh my God, there's the pig. It's not even a fake pig. It's a real pig.
I totally felt like Marv Albert, like, will he fuck the pig here? This is for the pig. It's unbelievable to me. I swear to God, I know I'll talk about this every week. I don't care.
Oh
There's no doubt in the production room, they didn't know. We're going to do this pilot. What should we do? A Twilight Zone kind of thing. I don't know. And somebody was like, I don't know. We got to do something hot. Some guy's got to fuck a pig. It's the only way.
No big deal.
And when you watch the show, I still love the 3 operatives behind him when he finds out. What you got to look at one guy's face. He's definitely got a face of like, all right, we'll get a pig.
It's going through the steps.
There's no doubt.
All right, well, I guess we got to call Boar's Head and see if there's any alive ones around here.
I'll call the guy, and the other guy's like, well, we can get a porn star to come in. Maybe I'll have him. There's like, if you watch it again, you're like, oh, they're definitely already making plans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to, we want to win the next election. I don't care about your wife. We're fucking a pig. Anyway,
and on that note,
don't forget cornholelevel.com. Go check out your cornholelevel.com here.
Come on.
Oh, perfect setup.
Jesus Christ.
The Black Mirror Prime Minister had trouble with a pig's cornhole and shit for 45 minutes. Oh, my God. You got to watch it. If you don't watch it, I can't help you. In other interesting news, I got my blood work taken again today.
Jesus Christ.
And
this is the riveting shit that people hold off for an hour for. They're like, oh, I can't wait till he talks about his blood type.
Let's put it this way. I don't know. I'm a little actually nervous because the last blood work a couple months ago was like, let me see you back in a couple months. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So they told me not to, you have to fast, right? Obviously. Yeah. So my blood work is at 9:00 this morning. And I didn't really eat that much. And all of a sudden I can't believe I did it. I get home and I was like in my head, no out, don't drink, don't have anything, don't eat. I don't know why. I have a brand new Breyers vanilla ice cream and a fresh thing of Hershey syrup. So the ball's on me. In my head, don't eat anything, don't drink anything. I casually step up to the 3-point line and ate almost half the fucking jug of ice cream with Hershey syrup.
When you're supposed to be fasting?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I went, all of a sudden, in the middle of it, I went, oh my God. Then I'm like,
it's like doctors gonna be like, well, I'm reading results here. It looks a little thick on the syrup. What's happening here?
My blood work came out like there was like the little peppers, the little sprinkles inside the, but they said only have to fast for 6 hours. So I was like 11 hours before.
In the clear. So
hope, but still, I guarantee you my blood sugar out of this blood test. And then I got to go on Monday. He's going to tell me I suck. Anyway, don't forget Pine Tar Bar and Grill in Forked River, 609-489-4286. And blood type is Rocky Road. That's hysterical. And also Lisa
Tyson
Ruane.
threes at the end here.
Tyson's quick off the dribble. Lisa Ruane, 201-725-1251. If you're feeling like shit, again, all my sponsors are if something is shitty, you do this.
No. He has problem-solving sponsors. That's what he has. They're not shitty. Problem-solving sponsors.
See how politically you correct you are.
I try.
All right. Well, everybody's sick of my shit. That'll do it here from the Omni.
As I nod, I'm like, yep, me too.
Everybody have a good week, and we will see you on next Tuesday.
Sounds like a plan. Good night,
Good night, everybody.